What is going on, everyone? Oh my goodness. Today is our 45th Town Hall, Can't believe 45 weeks straight we've been going strong with the Town Hall, coming to educate you about Evmux. Of course, not our typical Town Hall day. We typically do them on Thursday, but for those that are in the States that celebrate Thanksgiving, we know the reason why, right? So as always, super excited. And Elad, how has the week been? The week just started, but how's it been?
Yeah, great
Yeah.
week so far. A lot is going on, but yeah, it's strange for me as I'm not I haven't born and raised in the U.S. So
Yeah.
celebrating Thanksgiving for the second time for me.
Hmm.
Last year I didn't even know what to do. This year I know a little bit more. So yeah, it's a strange week because it's very short. So we're trying to do as much as we can in very short time.
Yep.
And yeah, a lot is going on, and we can say that we are preparing you an amazing town hall next week with huge announcements. So we are just telling you now, and of course we will do the advertisement and posting on social media to talk about that. But the next one you don't want to miss,
Oh
believe
yeah.
me.
You don't.
Announcements you waited for a long time. We're going to announce, and we promised you that during the last 2 months of the year, we're going to release a lot of features that we're waiting for us to make sure that everything is stable. And now that we are very stable, we are releasing features like crazy. So stay tuned.
Yeah. Really excited. I think you might want to mark your calendar down now to make sure you don't miss next week. I think, like Elad said, it's something you guys have been waiting for quite some time. And it's going to blow your mind and definitely allow you to be able to level up your content to another level. So as always, if it's your first time here in our town hall, welcome. Give you a little rundown of how we run the town halls, and then we'll go ahead and get started with the show. So typically we like to focus on a specific topic. Today, we're going to talk about how to go ahead and unlock the power of podcasting with utilizing Evmux and why Evmux should be your go-to tool when it comes to audio and video podcasts. So we'll talk about that today. That'll be the topic. Then we'll demo what that actually looks like inside of Evmux by playing a video. And then we dive into our favorite part of the town hall, which is our Q&A session. Throughout the Q&A, this is where we're able to answer questions, dive into feature requests, concerns you may have. Throughout the whole town hall, though, feel free to ask questions. It can be anything related to Evmux, not just the topic, and then we'll answer them in the order that they were received. So again, so happy to see so many familiar and new faces. We got Lockheed being number one in the house. We got David here. We got the Geek and I podcast. We got Domino Entertainment. We got Zan the Man. We have In the Basement Sports Podcast. We have Dima in the house. Super excited. Everybody's getting geared up for Thanksgiving to have a good meal. It's just what makes it different. It's another day that you're able to enjoy a great meal with families and friends and give thanks for everything that you have. So really excited about that. So let's dive into the topic a lot about podcasting, right? We just went ahead and went to Dallas a few months back for the podcast movement event, and we saw the huge need and people being just amazed at what Evmux was able to do to take their audio podcasts and make Evmux that tool of choice. So let's talk about some of the features and things that you guys thought about here when it came to podcasts. So why was that a community or an audience that we wanted to go ahead and serve?
Definitely. So podcast is something that when we started to creating Evmux, we always say it again and again. We came from the event industry. So podcasting wasn't our main industry to begin with. It's not something that was like on our top priority. We didn't really know much. But then starting to understand more and more about this industry, man, it blowed our minds because it's like, it's huge. It's not that it's only huge, it's growing. And it's so interesting to see that people take the word or the term podcast and creating different types of content that all of them considered as podcasts. And then we call it we see an evolution of podcasting, because people, when you talk to those dinosaurs in the event, like in the podcast movement, people that they are podcasting for 10 years, okay, for example, for them, podcast is just an audio only content. Like you don't do any video, you do it from your bed sometimes, or people do it in the closet or whatever. Like we heard crazy stuff to get like high quality of audio. You know, now it's really cheap to have a mic like this that we have that gives you really good quality, but in the past it wasn't that cheap, so people really tried everything they could to get high quality. You hear crazy stories, and it's amazing to see that this evolution makes podcasting going towards video podcasting, and more than that, to live streaming podcasting. People understand more and more that live streaming is maybe the easiest way to create content because you do it in one shot, and people are forgiving you for doing mistakes here and there because it's live, and that's the whole magic of it, and you can engage with people and stuff like that. So we have a lot of clients in Evmux that they are podcasters, they have a podcast, but they do it live. So for people in podcast movement that we met, some of them, they were like, live podcast? No, man, I need to edit it. I need to record, to go offline, to take the materials, the raw materials, and to do the edits. And that's totally fine. We are saying that that's exactly what's amazing about it, that you can do many different types of content. You can do audio only, you can do audio and video, recording, and then post-production, editing, and then upload it, or you can go live. What's amazing is that with Evmux, you can do all of them, right? You can record audio only, no problem. You have the local recording and you get the isolated files. You can do the post-production editing. You can go live, of course. Evmux is maybe the most advanced live streaming tool, web-based, that can allow you to do whatever you want with live streaming. But also you can take advantage of the editing capabilities. So when you record content, video content, it can look amazing, right? Although you don't go live. So you take that, and then your post-production editing can be really quick, because in Evmux you already did all the graphics and all the transitions and stuff like that. So I think Evmux is an amazing tool for podcasters that can create many different types of content, and just I think it's a complete tool compared to others that they're really in the niche of very good for audio, very good for recording, very good for live streaming, but not for all of them at once.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's huge, because I mean, we took a poll here, and if you haven't voted on the poll yet, I recommend you do. We asked, do you use Evmux to record or stream your podcast? And you can see here that right now 60% say no, not yet. And I think, again, it's super important to understand that if you don't have a podcast or a show, it's super recommended, especially now. You know, audio, podcasts are very intimate, right? It has a long session and people will view them. But to be able to go ahead and have a tool like Evmux that allows you to be able to do video and audio at the same time, you are able to serve your community in the ways they want to enjoy you, right? There's one thing for you to hear me and a lot in your car, right? But then there's another thing to be able to see us and get an emotion from us, and to be able to see our reaction and how we're feeling, we're happy and sad. It just amplifies the message that we're trying to get across. And it was super important for us to be able to have that accessibility for you, where we understand you may not want to go live, but we wanted to make sure that you're able to record, have you run a show, different overlays, different graphics, different scenes, to be able to still give the visual person that loves to see your podcast visually a good experience as well. But then you also still have the highest audio compressed files as possible with the ISO recording. So you're able to get both the best of both worlds. So super, super excited about that.
I think that also it's also very, very important to understand people when you are content creators, you don't usually, it's okay that you stick only to one way of content creation, like only live streaming. That's fine. But you will come to a point that you would like to do some recording session. Why? For example, you have a guest that you really want to have on the show, and they cannot do it when you go live. So what, will you miss him? No, record it and go live, but not really live. So you will come to a point that you will need all the different options here. Like Kirk is another guy that we know really, really well here. And he's an amazing example for someone that's creating so many different types of content. He's going live, he's doing podcast, he's doing audio only podcast, video podcast, whatever, like so many different types. You do webinar, you do this and that. And that's what amazing about it. You can stick to one thing. You can then upgrade yourself and do more stuff. with Evmux you can do all of them and achieve all of them
Right.
in one platform, and that's what we try to achieve and where we are going to.
Yeah, and I think with that, it's a great opportunity to be able to go ahead and demo what this actually looks like inside of Evmux and why it's the tool you should be utilizing to handle and manage your podcast. So why don't we show the demo video, and then we'll come back and answer any questions. Again, remember, questions are open. It can be anything related to Evmux, troubles you're having, feature requests, anything related to Evmux. We'd be more than happy to go ahead and address and answer for you guys.
Yeah, enjoy the video.
Perfect. Recording a podcast inside of Evmux is extremely easy. There's so many features available for you to be able to limit the amount of things that you need to do post-production. So in today's video, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to get in there and start recording a live or audio podcast utilizing Evmux. So let's go ahead and jump into my Evmux account so I can show you just how this process truly works. So once you're inside of your Evmux editor, this is where you're going to manage everything for your podcast. Now you'll see here on the left-hand side is that you're going to have access to something called dynamic scenes and pro scenes. And if you want to know the difference between the two and when to use which one, in the description of this video, I'll put a link to a tutorial teaching you the difference between dynamic and pro scenes. But really quick to give you kind of a run through, pro scenes is what you're going to want to utilize to really have fully customization abilities to your podcast, allowing you to be able to have an opening scene, to create countdown timers, to create a scene with you and your guest ahead of time, to be able to upload any videos or any content that you may want to display during your podcast. And even if your podcast is only audio, just like you see here, a picture of me and Alad, we can easily go ahead and have our camera disabled and just have an audio only podcast. But if you're doing video, you have the availability to create scenes ahead of time, allowing you to be able to put yourself by yourself, to put your guests by themselves, to go ahead and put you and your guests together. So pro scenes is really going to allow you to limit the amount of post-production you're going to have to do, because you can already have the graphics, you can already have the titles, you can already have the clips that you're going to want to showcase inside, and as well as having access here to banners. Okay, so you'll see here you'll have access to banners and tickers that you can also place on the podcast, once again limiting the amount of editing that you need to do. But here's the beautiful part. Not only are you able to go ahead and customize everything to your liking, you can literally upload any kind of media file that you may want. You can add pictures, you can add captions, you can add text, you can customize every aspect of your scene. So you can bring in graphics that you've produced in other places and upload them directly inside of Evmux to be able to go and display them. You can also go ahead and upload videos directly into Evmux as well to showcase the process inside of your podcast. But here's another beautiful thing here. Inside of your podcast, when you upload a video, you also have the availability to trim that video to only highlight a certain segment of that clip. You can also go ahead and live stream your podcast to multiple destinations. This is why Evmux makes it extremely easy for you to get in there and start producing a podcast. So you're going to be able to go ahead and come up the top. You're going to be able to go ahead and add destinations like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and any custom RTMP destination. But here's the question. What if you don't want to live stream? This is the beautiful part about it. You can also go ahead and utilize Evmux to be able to go ahead and record content as well. So when I don't select any broadcast channels to go out to any social media platforms, a new button comes about that says record. So what does that mean? When you click record, you're going to see two separate options here. You're going to see the availability to be able to record, and this is going to record your show in real time. It's going to grab all your scenes. You're going to be able to switch between scenes. It's going to give you a full production, almost pretty much giving you the availability that once that recording is done, you can go ahead and upload it into your social media or any platform that you may like. But here's the trick. Here's the thing that you're going to love the most. And this is the favorite feature of podcasters on Evmux, and it's the local recording feature. Okay, so the local recording feature is going to allow you to be able to go ahead and record the individual feed of yourself, the individual feed of your guest, both the video and the audio. And if either you or your guest share your screen, it also records the individual feeds of that as well. Again, allowing you to have more flexibility in post-production. But you can see here that utilizing Evmux, you're able to go ahead and create a podcast with your graphics, your scenes, fully customizable to the layout that fits your your needs. You're able to go ahead and live stream to multiple destinations if you want your podcast to be live. You're then able to record your podcast as well if you don't want to go ahead and produce it live. And then you also have the ability to do ISO recording, which is a game changer. Now, if you want to learn more about ISO recording and understand more about how the local recording truly works, so you can go ahead and access your recording to utilize them in post-production, go ahead and click this video right here where I walk you step by step on the local recording. I even show you demos and examples of how to pull the footage, both audio and video, for post-production. So go ahead and click that video right there to go ahead and finalize your process to producing podcasts inside of Evmux. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. So you can just see how powerful it is to be able to utilize a tool like Evmux to be able to run your podcast, whether that be a recording. And not to say that you only got to do it the video route. You can use Evmux just to record your audio podcast as well. So I think that's the advantage of not having to use one software to do the audio, another software to do the video, another software to do your graphics. Like it just allows you to be able to be very unified in your production, streamline your workflow, and you also give a better experience to your guests. I know a lot of people do podcasts and have a guest experience, but there was one feature in particular that we weren't able to dive into that video that we definitely want to go ahead and talk about here today, and that's going to be the ISO recording. This is by far the most requested feature for podcasting, and it's going to be the reason why. So Lad, why don't we talk about local recording, what it offers, why it was created, and why it's the most requested feature that podcasters are looking for.
Yeah, 100%. So local recording is something, again, that we didn't start with when we started Evmux, but along the way, we heard the community, the amazing community that we are building here, and people, it's really important for them, mostly for the people that they don't do only live streaming, but they also repurposing their content, or they just use Evmux as a recording platform. The quality of their audio and video is the most important thing for them, and that's really reasonable, and you can understand why. And then, you know, there are some challenges with that, because when Anthony and I here now remotely, we are relying on the internet connection, right? And even though my camera can be amazing, okay, at the end of the day, we lose some quality because of the internet connection, and there are limitations. Like Evmux allows you, even in the free plan, which is amazing, to stream in 1080p full HD. Okay, maybe the only platform that allows you to do that for free. But again, it's still limited. Like it can be that my camera is 4K or better than the 1080p, and you won't be able to see that quality when I do just live stream or when I just record, but not with local recording. What's amazing on local recording, that in addition to the, let's call it cloud recording, to the regular recording or to the live streaming, in addition to that, we record each and every feed, let's call it, or source in the system, each source totally separately from the others, and in the highest quality uncompressed, right? Because it's being done locally. So now when Anthony and I, we are live, we live stream and you see us in 1080p, perfect. But if post-production, we would like to do clips, or we would like to do some editing to that and repurpose that and upload it again, or if we're not live, we're just recording and we would like to upload it in the highest quality, we will have in Evmux the video of Elad and the video of Anthony as two different files in way better quality than you see us now in the screen. Although you see us in a very decent quality, but think about it, that you can get it in a much, much higher quality. And then, you know, you get it, so why won't you use it? And for people specifically in the podcasting world, the quality of the audio and the video is extremely important. Like it makes the whole difference between a podcast that sounds really professional to a podcast that sounds not very professional. People invest a lot of money on recording themselves in studios to ensure that they get the highest quality possible, and even not doing it at home. With Evmux, you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
$50 mic and local recording, you're good. It's not relying on your internet. Even if you had hiccups in the internet during the recording, no worries. Also, production, after you finish the recording, you don't need to do much. You just finish, and the file is being uploaded to
Right.
Evmux automatically for you and for your guests. You don't have to run, like, I don't need to call Anthony. Hey, Anthony, can you please upload your local recording file and send it to me so I will be able to do post-production
Right.
magic? No,
Yeah.
it's being uploaded automatically. So I think, from my experience, it's a huge game changer for podcasters and for people that recording content and repurposing content after the show. We call it post-production editing. You get the raw materials, you can do any magic you would like to, and it's available in the Pro plan in $49 a month. And now it may be worth mentioning, we have the Black Friday. So see your emails with great promotions for the Black Friday. It's the best time to get it and to start creating amazing content, I think.
Right. Yeah, it's a huge promotion. So definitely check it out. We have some amazing questions coming in. I saw that Udo joined in here. Robert Allen said, not unusual to have recorded content rolled into live environment. We do it all the time. We have a live stream, our Townhall's live, and we do a pre-recorded video doing a demo. It's always a great way to be able to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I think it's worth saying something about that. So first of all, hi Udo. Yeah. Thank you for joining from Vienna. Udo is an amazing community member of Evmux for a long time that also created great content in German about Evmux. So shout out Udo and thank you for joining. And for you, Robert, 100%. I couldn't agree more. We do it. This is part of the town halls. We do it all the time, going live and then involving the demo that we created ahead of time with high quality editing that it's really hard to achieve when you are live. Like, it's really hard to do. Like, I can share my screen, but it's really hard to do the zoom in, zoom out, and to make sure that it looks very sleek and cool. So that's why we involve a video part of the town hall. And we recommend a lot of people to do that way. Like, another great example, you have an interview with someone and you would like the interview to be with any hiccups, nothing, everything goes smooth. So you record the interview and then you stream the interview live, and then you transition to yourself and the other person, the other guest, just for the Q&A part, right? Another great way to involve pre-recorded and live together. A lot of people doing that. I truly recommend to do that, because then you get both high quality of production editing and the engagement, because you can answer questions, you can talk to the chat, which is really cool. Again, Robert, I couldn't agree more. If you have more ideas to share with the team, with the community, let us know. We would love to hear more.
Yeah, 100%. We got Jim Lawyer in the house. Hey all. And we got here Sawdust. I see that you're asking a question. So any question that you may want addressed, just drop them inside of the chat. It's going to be the easiest way for us to be able to communicate. So I'll get here to your question here in just a moment, since we answered the questions in the order that they were received. So really excited. So we got Lockheed says, when is the ISO recording uploaded? During recording or afterwards? What if the guest disconnects before upload is ended? Does it resume upload? Great questions. Alad, I think this is a great opportunity for you to address all of those, because we definitely have the answer for them. Yeah,
for sure. And thank you for this question. And again, that's the power of this being live and answering the questions. 100%. So I hope it will help more and more folk that they weren't sure how it works exactly. So first, when it is being uploaded, okay, we upload it right after you stop live, like recording or live, like you stop the recording or you stop the live stream, then the system starts to record it automatically. The system gives you, as the host, the indication what percentage was uploaded from you and from your guests. That's first. So you know what's going on. Then you and the guest, if you're trying to leave the system before it was uploaded, the system is telling you, hey, we haven't finished to upload. If you can please wait. During this time, you can turn off camera, you can mute the mic, whatever. As long as the browser is open, it's being uploaded. Okay? And then it depends on the internet connection of your guest and also the quality of their camera. Because if their camera is extremely good, then the file will be very, very big and it will take more
Right.
time to upload. And then it depends on the internet connection. If the camera is not that high quality, then the file can be less. For example, Anthony and I, after the town hall, we stop. My file is about 2 gigabytes and Anthony's
Yeah.
4 gigabytes.
Yeah.
We've been live during the same time. It's just the camera of Anthony is way better than mine. Okay, that's it. So it's two parameters here: the quality of the camera and the speed of the internet. But it will be uploaded in the background. Then I think the last question you asked is, what if the guest disconnects?
Right. This is
like
great.
they weren't they didn't obey and they left the room.
Yeah.
Before it was uploaded. So first of all, you will get a notification it happened. Okay, you will see it both in the studio that they didn't finish the upload, and you will get an email from Evmux telling you it happened. Then in this email, there will be also a URL. This URL you can share with them, so they can anytime join to this URL, and then the upload will continue in the background. Okay, and then no reason why you will lose this as long as they will be there and upload. I know it's not ideal in terms that you must ask them to stay a little while
longer, right?
But you do have the full recording, right? It's not that you don't have the recording. You have the recording, but if you do want to have them separately in the highest quality, then we need a little cooperation from the guest to simply stay there. Again, can turn off camera, can mute the mic, no problem. They don't need to continue communicate with you when it's a bit awkward, maybe. Just keep it there and let it upload. That's it.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I think also it's a great opportunity to be able to include that in your email to your guests, right? To plan for that little buffer to where if you're going to have them on the show for an hour, maybe plan for an hour and 15, right? And let them know that there's that buffer at the end of just like additional 15 minutes to be able to collect all the file, all the footage, because typically it won't exceed that amount of time. But for the most part, it's a great opportunity, like Alad said, to include it in your run of show in your emails. Let your guests know ahead of time, even when they join. Hey, when we go live, you're going to get a notification inside the speaker room that's going to let you know that this is going to be recorded. Simply press OK. And then once we end it, just stick around for additional 15 minutes. You can turn off your camera, you can walk away, you can mute your mic, and then let it run for 15 minutes. And then we can come back and everything is going to be produced there. So, but super, super important. But that was a great question and a great answer as well. And so we got here, let me just make sure I'm not missing any questions. All right, we got Imagine Studios. Welcome from West Texas. Welcome. Happy to see you here. So Sawdust question says, how do I make my live stream monetize automatically when utilizing Evmux on YouTube? Is it possible? And I think Lockheed stepped in and kind of addressed that. So to be able to monetize, to allow ads to be able to run on your live streams, you have to do that directly inside of YouTube, right? So pretty much there's a portion of settings that you handle inside of Evmux: title, description, scheduling, and visibility. Okay, those are the options available for you inside of Evmux. And then on YouTube side, that's where you're able to select whether once the live stream is ended, do you want it to still be available for viewing or do you want to unlist it? That's where you're able to add tags, additional descriptions, end screens, redirects, all those kind of things there, and also to turn on monetization on it as well. But Lockheed went ahead and addressed it. How do I do my live stream won't be monetized? Correct. Correct. So, but a great question. And if you have any other questions, feel free to address them. Also, for those of you who are new to Evmux and haven't had access to join our Facebook group, please join our Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/Evmux. We have an amazing community inside of there, and it's a great way to be able to share your experiences, ask questions, and allow the community to come together to be able to go ahead and address them. So let's keep this going here. As we go, we see the votes are going up. Still a big percentage of people. We asked, do you use Evmux to record or stream your podcast? We're still sitting at 59%. No, not yet. And if you haven't had the opportunity to hit the like button on the stream, please do. That shows your support for what Evmux is doing and this town hall. So our next question comes in. Christian says, love you, Tony. Love you too, Christian. We got Robert Allen says, I'm excited to have discovered your product. I have been doing this for a while and have not seen a web-based platform that is so robust. Keyword, that is exactly what we wanted to achieve. Our main thing is we want Evmux to be your live streaming sweet spot, but at the same time be able to be the tool that you utilize to also do recorded content as well. And it's just the things that you've seen for people who haven't gotten in: auto switching, stinger transitions. Oh, almost tell you some of the features is coming next week, but you got to tune in next week to be able to come
You
in.
scared me.
To be able to next week, you want to make sure next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time that you don't miss it. A lot of announcements are coming your way. A lot of features that have been requested are going to be announced. So please come on by next week to be able to get access to that. So we got here, Alan says, hey guys, thanks for Evmux and thanks for supporting using it. 100%. Welcome to the live stream. Daniel, here's a question from Daniel. It says, local recording on my Mac while also live streaming, will this be more memory intensive? Yes or no?
Good question. It shouldn't, memory, it shouldn't take from your internal memory. I mean, the DDR, RAM and stuff like that. It will take from your storage. Yes, you need to make sure. That's a great question. You need to make sure that you have enough storage available in your computer. For example, as I said, Anthony and I going live for an hour or so.
Right.
For Anthony, it's about 5 gigabytes, 4 or 5 gigabytes. So it means that if he doesn't have this storage free in his computer, he won't be able to make it. Right. So he needs at least 5, let's say, you don't want to be exactly, you want to have some space. So 10, 15 gigabytes maybe for him. For me, I know that it's 1 gigabyte. So it's different. I would say make sure you have at least 10 for every hour you are recording. With that said, after you finish the recording and the file was uploaded, then it's being deleted from your computer automatically. Right, so you don't have to worry about that it's not staying on your computer as a file. It's staying there in the browser to be uploaded. Once it's uploaded to the system, it's gone. It's not there anymore. So you don't need to have more space, just the space you need for this specific recording.
Yeah, and since we're talking about space, I saw Lockheed ask a question we typically don't skip over, but it's related to what we're talking about now, which is what happens if the guest storage space is full. Right, then the upload won't occur.
So it's just the local recording for this guest won't be there. Like you will finish the show and no local recording from this person because their computer couldn't make it work. The computer didn't create a file basically. That's a blocker. And if that happens, so again, as Anthony said, it's really important to prepare your guests when they are joining. I think a vital part to be successful when you are recording or live streaming with a guest is to set expectations, talk a little bit about technical issues and how to resolve them. So another thing in your list should be make sure that they have about 10 gigabytes free space in their storage.
Yeah, 100%. And then the next question here from Sawdust is, how do I get my live streams monetized correct? Let me see. I think there's multiple questions on this. So pretty much, I think Sawdust is asking about monetization. So just to kind of clarify, any monetization that happens on your live stream is done directly through YouTube. So when you go live, you're not able to go ahead and have monetization turned on during the live stream, right? You're able to then activate ads once the live stream is done, and then it gets uploaded as an actual video. So once a live stream is done, YouTube uploads it as a video, which then becomes a live that's available for people to view. And then you can go in there and add ad placements as long as you're a partner of the YouTube program. But there isn't any connection to monetization with YouTube and Evmux together. That's all handled directly inside of the platform, inside of YouTube. Now, if you're getting sponsored live streams and you want to showcase logos, you want to showcase a video for an ad to play inside of Evmux, that you can do to be able to showcase that. So I hope that answers your question and get you geared up to come and join the Evmux team. And so we got here a question. Let me make sure I haven't forgot it here. It says, haven't forgotten this Anthony's last town hall. It is. But we must keep moving forward. Super excited. We wanted this to be a special one. And again, just because I won't be there next week doesn't mean it won't be special and spectacular. Okay, this is going to be super important. Like I said, one you don't want to miss. So, question from Lucky. Oh no, he's guessing animated gifts next week. Can't give you no hints. David Hunt says, okay, he's asking for Sawdust. A question from Red Lipstick Vibes. Welcome to the Town Hall. It says, are we able to use GIFs or GIFs? I don't know how people say it. I know this is a different way during the live stream. So
yeah, so I guess you're talking on animated GIFs. It's
Or
coming.
GIFs.
I won't tell you if it's coming next week. But it's coming. For now, you do have ways to have animations with WebM files, videos, and stuff like that. But GIFs will be there very, 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 very soon.
100%. So say I got a question from Sawdust. Okay, we just answered that. So Lockheed just following up, no recording at all, or just the first part. I believe no recording happens if the guest has no storage. First, middle, last, none of it is captured inside of Evmux. Is that correct?
It will basically corrupt the file.
Corrupt the file. There you go.
Maybe with magic it can be restored in a way, but let's say to make it easy for everyone, if they have no storage, no file for the local recording, there will be the regular full recording as you see it now on YouTube. Like this will be the quality that you will get, no separated files. And then, videographers can do magic. They can do the crop only for one speaker, put it there, but yeah, the quality will be limited to what you see in the live stream now.
Right. And a good note to make on the ISO recording is that the difference between having the full actual recording and the ISO recording is that in the recording, if my camera or my internet goes down or like I have to refresh in the recording, you're going to see a face just like this that my camera was disabled, right? Whereas if we did it in the ISO recording, you're going to still have that footage, that blip or that blink that happened in the full recording is going to be available in the ISO recording. So that's why it's super important to be able to have that in there. So we got a question here from Extreme Game Hunters. Welcome. It's first time here. It says, I need help with my streaming. When I use other programs, it works, doesn't lag or skips. And I use a 2012 MacBook, but when I use Evmux, it lags and skips in my Facebook gaming. So
I guess he's talking, if I understand correctly, the use case, you're sharing screen with yourself playing a game. It's sharing screen, it's relying on so many different things. The majority of them is your computer and internet,
right?
Because share screen in Evmux works smoothly, okay, for us. So it's coming probably from there. Again, I cannot guarantee because I don't know the specific issue, and we need to maybe try it. I suggest that you will support chat or email or something like that.
The Facebook group would be great.
Or the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Give us a bit more details. Maybe show us even a recording of a streaming that you did in the past. So we will try to understand when you say, lags. Maybe the game you are playing is so heavy. And then, for the share screen is just too much. It also can be because share screen is limited. I don't remember exactly, but maybe 25 or 30 FPS, no more than that.
Yeah.
So again, share screen, it's, if now I'll go to YouTube and I'll show a full HD video and I'll share screen it to you here, you won't get it in the highest full HD quality. Okay, share screen is limited by definition. With that said, we try to make it smooth, and we have a lot of gamers using Evmux and sharing screen, and it goes extremely smooth. So we would like to dive in and go deeper about that.
Yeah, and I agree with Christian as well. It's also a 2012 Mac. So it's a little bit more outdated as well, even though that shouldn't really cause so much of an issue. But at the same time, it's a little bit different. But if you're using other software, depending on the softwares you're using, the best thing is to just go ahead and reach out to us. Just like Alad said, you see just like looking at the chat, how helpful the community is. So just imagine when you come inside of the Facebook group and you're surrounded over 700 people that can kind of assist you with that. So bring it in there. But again, when you do have the opportunity to be able to upgrade, it's always going to be better to upgrade. Even a 2015 Mac is kind of already can't really support live streaming as much, but still, it's a great opportunity there. So that was going to be Alaki recommends the Facebook group. He said, thank you. Perfect assistance. So that's going to bring us to our final questions. Unless you have any additional questions, looks like we have some questions coming in from Facebook. It says, I'll be using this stream on November 26th, 9 p.m. I'll try my first time on Facebook stream. Hope you guys can watch if my stream is good. Perfect. 100%. Definitely send us a message. And come and let us know in the Facebook group, when you're going live, and we can see if the community can join in and kind of give you some feedback as well. Looks like David Hutt is responding to Sawdust saying, you monetize your videos in YouTube Studio. You can use any system to go live, Evmux, OBS, etc., as well as other web-based platforms, but you set the AdSense in YouTube yourself 100%. Case in point, would love to see that user on Facebook. Yep, I know, Christian. We've been definitely requesting to be able to see the avatar, and it is something that is constantly being worked on. Like I said, we're waiting on Facebook to be able to give us that access in there. But again, another opportunity to let Christian come up. I shouldn't have read that Facebook comment. Join us on YouTube. So we got here, Lockheed says, and don't rule out Wi-Fi and internet. Always use LAN connection to use the full bandwidth 100%. That's going to be a whole nother topic of just ways to be able to get the best out of a live stream and the things you should do before you go live to ensure you have somewhat of a successful live stream in there. And it says here from Facebook, again, Christian's watching. Thank you so much, brother Anthony and Alad. As always, it's a pleasure. So with that being said, as always, once again, if you're new here and you're telling people about Evmux and you're recommending it to other people and you haven't joined our affiliate program, make sure that in the description of this video on YouTube, there's a link to join the affiliate program. The affiliate program is completely free to be able to join. And we want to be able to say thank you for you recommending and bringing people on to the Evmux platform. So make sure that you become a part of that. Again, if you haven't joined the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. If you have any questions that you may think of now after the town hall or watching the replay, that is a great way to be able to bring those additional questions. The team is always there, ready and accessible to be able to address you, as well as the community. And we have a question here from Alan. It says, is there a method to check and or adjust the sync between the video with the mic in Evmux, or a video about how to do that?
Yeah, okay. So it comes to monitoring. There is a great video that we created, Anthony created, I think, maybe 6 months ago. You should go in YouTube and look for Evmux monitoring. And you will see how you can monitor real time the recording or streaming as is, like the final result. And then first of all, you can see if there is any syncing issues. Now, you don't, if you see that there is any syncing issue, it's not something that you can really do in Evmux. Usually these problems causing because internet and stuff like that, and a refresh really makes it work. So if you see now, like, let's say I monitor and I see that Anthony is out of sync, I will just ask him, Anthony, you're out of sync, maybe you refresh. And then it will solve the issue most of the times. Other than that, it's like to try to, like, it will be an issue, not an Evmux issue. It will be the issue from the person that having the issues. It might be that the microphone has something, even with cable. Like, we saw so many different things that make things to be out of sync. It will be very, very, very rare that there will be a sync issue in Evmux. I mean that all of us, all the different guests and the videos and stuff like that will be out of sync. I don't remember when it happened. And we have hundreds of live streams a day on Evmux. So usually, again, a refresh or if more than that, dealing with the hardware specifically of the person having those issues. But being able to monitor that, I think this is the key. So watch this video to see how you can monitor really quickly and easily in Evmux.
Yeah, 100%. Great response. Darius and Christian coming in here. Wish you all the best, Anthony. Gonna miss you, brother. Praying for the future success. Hope you come back occasionally. 100%. Super excited again, guys. Super sad to be leaving the family. But again, like we know, there's just an opportunity that's available. And it's just a good moment. You know, I've enjoyed every last moment that I've been able to engage with you, to make content, to bring you guys closer to Evmux, to understand the platform. But again, the growth is not going to stop. There's not going to be no change in how Evmux operates and how we are still going to have our ears to the ground, listening to the features you want. And again, it brings me back to telling you, don't miss the next town hall. Don't miss the next town hall. It's super excited. Have the live booster event coming in January. So many things coming for Evmux. I have no doubt that the continued growth, and it's still the number one platform web-based for live streaming recorded content. I'm just super excited, man. We did 45 town halls together. Okay, I can remember our first town hall when we did. It was just completely different. For anybody who didn't catch the first one, go back. It should be available. You can just see how we've progressed, right? And how we've changed the formats and how we structure things and how we communicate with the community. But overall, it's been a blessing, man, to be here. And as always, any final words you want to say, Alon?
I love you. It's not going to change. You always have a place here, place in this amazing community. I'm sure that we will see you around because you're still a neighbor in Florida for me.
Right, yeah.
And yeah, you're a vital part of Evmux success, of our growth. You've been here since the beginning. So just thank you for all the hard work you've done.
It's been a pleasure.
And all the great times together in the different events we've been together and the parties together and the praying together. No, we never prayed together.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the good moments, man. You're the best. You're so talented. And yeah, we were fortunate enough to have you part of our team and to build up this beast called Evmux.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been amazing,
brother.
Man.
It's been a pleasure. And I'm sure that everyone will miss you. But yeah, we just learned from you how to make it in the right way, and we're going to keep it that way. Keeping, as you said, being down to earth, listening to the community, releasing features in crazy pace that no one can compete with, and being the best platform ever. And yeah, still nice and decent and honest people. So thank you for being like that, being part of us. And best of success in 100%. The future, man. We'll keep in touch for sure.
I'm excited. So last time that we get to say this a lot, what do we always say?
That we will see you in the next one.
Love
Happy
you all.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
It's been a pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving.
We'll see you next week. Can't wait
to see the future. Bye-bye. All right, I'm live. That was easy.